Well, all right. It's Friday, and no, I can't do this. I can't see a thing with these on. Hey, welcome to Eclectic Ramblings. I am Paul. Let me get serious. Act like I want to do something here. Paul Herring, you're watching Eclectic Ramblings right here on Spectacle TV. Where's Timmy Bulu? Hold on, let me jack him in. Hey, brother Bulu!
Good evening, good evening. Welcome to Friday night. How
All
y'all?
right, I'm getting a little delay in my headset, but I'm loving it. Am I seeing a reflection of your pool on the ceiling there?
Well, I am out by the pool, and you might see the lights reflecting off of the pool because I got the back patio lights on, and I'm praying that this thunderstorm holds off long enough that I don't get chased back indoors.
Uh-oh, so you guys are looking for some heavy weather, huh?
Well, it's been rumbling off in the distance for about an hour and a half now, but I'm debating, trying to figure out if it's getting closer or if it's going around me.
And are you a gambling man?
I'm a gambling man because I'm out here on the patio.
I guess that's somewhat of a gamble.
About 10 minutes ago, I just pulled up a picture on Facebook from not too far away from here of a tornado touching down.
No way.
Yeah.
Now, when you say not too far away, what do you mean?
I'm talking about within less than an hour's drive.
Less than an hour's drive.
Yeah. So it's part of this storm cell that's floating around here somewhere.
Wow. Okay. Well, I think
this is just an evening thunderstorm. It's not anything like you'd normally see.
Right. Well, according to this, it says that you are just outside of the trouble area here.
Yeah, that's coming.
Oh, no.
Now that green blob down there, that's around where the tornado touched down. Not to the south. If you go on the south side of the bay and you see that green blob down around Sarasota, Bradenton area, that's where the tornado touched down.
Wow. Yeah, you're all green on this radar map, all the way down to Bradenton, Longboat Keys, just stop short of Sarasota, and there's some hot stuff out here in the middle of the water.
So that green right there that you were just looking at, that's just to my east and heading my way.
I'm about to say, according to this, you're already wet, dude.
Nah, it hasn't gotten here yet. It's coming this way.
You're in St. Petersburg.
Yeah, it's right on the borderline.
All right. It's showing its epicenter on 95 or 295 and 375.
Yeah, that's downtown.
375 and 595. No, I'm sorry. 595 and 375 is the interchange.
Yeah, 595 is one of the surface roads. Remember like 3A in Situate?
Okay.
Yeah. So the major roads are 275, 375, 175. About 3 miles to the north of 375.
Nice. Al, tilt your camera down, man. We don't want to see your ceiling. We want to see you. You're not in your PJs, are you?
Hey,
Alan. What's going on?
What's up, brother?
We're just checking out the weather there in St. Petersburg, Florida, man.
Yeah, that's a few miles south. We had a little bit of thunder, a little bit of lightning, and a little bit of rain, but not much.
Nice. Well, listen, I'm thinking about buying a new car, and I want you guys to tell me what you think.
that don't look like the Prius limo.
It's not the Prius limo, but come on, man, look at this little thing.
What the hell is it?
You gotta love this.
Is that a Tata?
Well, listen to him. He can tell you.
I don't hear him.
Oh no.
Me either.
I can hear him.
That looks like a meter-maid car, man.
Yeah. Well, here's my problem with it. It only does 35 miles an hour. It's all electric, and it can go for like 90 miles or something like that on a charge.
Cheers, by the way.
What more do you need in the city?
Not too much more, but I would like to have more. I mean, the speed is prohibitive because the roads are 45. You know, any decent road's going to be 45 miles an hour. Even the 55-mile-an-hour roads you can get away with 45 in something like this.
Hey, go check out a Tata, Indian car, Tata.
Okay, hold on a second. Let's see.
No, it's a one-seater.
Yeah, the Tata is a two-seater, but it's
Oh, no,
not
you got
side
back
by
seats.
side. The Tata is a two-seater, but it's front and back.
Well, this one has back seats in it. Looks like you can fit, maybe one person, depending on how far your legs got to go. It ain't even got a steering wheel.
It's got a joystick, man.
No, them are handlebars.
What's today's kid need? He doesn't need a steering wheel. He needs a joystick.
Yeah, we're talking about Paul.
You said Tata Motors, right?
Yeah, Tata Motors. They have one that they
Tata.
sell. They sell in India, and it's got a seat in the front and a seat in the back, and it's about as wide as that thing you're showing us right now.
Well, that's not what they're showing on their website. Hold on a second. Let me show you on their website.
This is a model that's only available in India, in like Mumbai and a couple of other cities in India.
Looks like a Cushman.
Doesn't it? Hold on. I'm trying to bring up the Tata. I know how to do this. I've done it before. Chrome tab
did you
and
find
Tata
the right
Motors.
I was going to say, be careful what you Google.
All right. No doubt. I can see where that one would cause some grief.
Protect the car cause. I donated to that cause.
Oh, my goodness. Passenger vehicles, dealer application, commercial. That's a dealer application. Products.
I don't see one of them little... Oh, there's one, maybe that little red one?
You think that?
I can't tell.
I can't tell. I'm watching on my phone, so I can't tell. But they had.
Hold on, let me go back. I'll go back to the Google search and see.
It was a couple of years ago. They come out with a Tata two-seater for sale in India.
What did you say? What is it, Tim? A what?
Two-seater.
Two-seater?
Seater, yeah.
Seater, I know. He said Seater. He thought he was in Boston, didn't he? Sometimes that Boston sneaks out, doesn't it, Timmy?
Tim, you live in...
got me some whole belly fried clams last Sunday. I was in Bostonian heaven.
Tim, you live in Florida. You got to say y'all.
Y'all.
Two-seater, y'all.
But I also...
Tata Gen X?
I can't tell from that picture if that's the one.
It says
but
two-door.
It kind of looks like it.
Man, if you got hit by a big truck, that wouldn't be good. They'd just bury you in it.
Okay, chalk block.
I'm just saying. I've seen a few wrecks in my day.
Hey, Paul.
I don't know.
Paul, did you see what I had as hors d'oeuvres or appetizers for my whole belly fried clams last Sunday?
No, what'd you order for appetizers, man?
Alligator bites, little chunks of fried alligator meat.
And that's an appetizer, baby? That's just more protein, isn't it?
Yeah, buddy, but you know what? Dipping them gator bites in a little bit of horseradish sauces, them boys be tasty.
I've only had them at one place here called Fishbones down in the Greek Alley.
Tim, it always helps to take the top off before you drink it.
Yes, it does.
You didn't think we were going to catch that.
I'm ashamed you had to tell him. I really am. That was terrible. So guess how much that car cost? Guess how much?
How much?
$7,000.
Yeah, it was the one that the first time I ever saw it advertised, it was around $3,500, $4,000. It was billed as the perfect car for the Mumbai resident. Because it's so small and so inexpensive.
Right. Well, you know, I got hooked up into that Elio thing. You guys remember Elio?
Mm-hmm.
I put $250 down on a car 6 years ago, and it still hasn't been produced.
I got one better for you than that. My sister had a Yugo.
You know what Yugo's short for, right?
They actually existed at least.
Yeah.
What's Yugo stand for? Don't be nasty, Timmy.
Short for Yugo yourself.
Ooh, that was nasty, Tim. That was nasty. That was
I
nasty.
kept it clean as I could.
Where does the Yugo herald from? Was it like a Turkish car or
Yugoslavia, I think.
Yugoslavia.
Okay.
Built during the Soviet Union days. So you can imagine the level of quality. I had a friend that had one, and the warranty was 36,000 miles. He hit 37,000 miles on it, and the engine come apart. We're tearing the engine apart to rebuild it, and it turns out that they assembled the engine with the end caps on the pistons in backwards, so there was never any oil getting pumped up onto the crankshaft where the pistons connect. So they survived 36,000 miles on the initial assembly oil, and that was it.
I just remember my sister's car. You opened the door and you thought it was going to fall off.
The Yugo?
Oh yeah.
Yugo. Oh yeah, it was a fine.
Oh wait, that was about the Chevette era, wasn't it? Yugo and Chevette were around the same time.
Chevette was a Cadillac compared to a Yugo.
The late 70s, early 80s, and I think they actually might have lasted into the 90s. But
Hold on, I'm not as fancy as you, Paul, with the split screen. Let me get on my phone and see if I can figure it out.
Yeah.
Okay. Do it. I think does it let you guys share your screens as well? Does it give
Well,
you
I'm talking about being able to look up multiple things like you were just doing. I don't know if you were doing. You say I got my phone. I'm gonna look it up.
Oh, okay. Well, I can't put it on the screen if you look it up. I gotta look it up.
But I can tell you when.
Oh, okay. We're gonna watch this weather storm to make sure Timmy's safe, just in case you can tell him to run inside or something. I don't know.
They're still in Serbia. There's almost 60,000 vehicles still in use. You can still get parts. They're saying it might have been the ugliest car ever made.
Yeah, definitely not the highest quality car.
Zastava Motors.
Yeah.
STAVAMOTORS.
What, the name of the company?
Yeah.
I just hit it. Stavia Motors, cars for sale, Castle Bar, Facebook.
No, it was ZAS.
Zavia.
No, ZASTAVAA.
ZASTAVA.
Yes.
Stavia Motors. Oh, found that one. All right, let's see what it says. Product for sale on eBay. Let's try that. There's pistols. Oh my goodness, they sell guns, man. Where you got me?
They were made.
Oh my goodness.
And that doesn't surprise me from a Soviet era company.
November 28th, 1980 through November the 11th of 2008 was the production.
All right, I found a classic car page that said it's probably a classic cars for sale. Yeah. But I'm still not seeing this little two-seater.
It's under the Yugo name brand.
I'm gonna just look up YUGO.
Yeah, look up Yugo.
Okay, I think I just found the one he was looking at. Why it was the worst car ever made. I don't like it. What are you talking about? What's wrong with the Yugo? What? Isn't that like a Pinto? What was that? No, the Horizon. The Ford Horizon looked like that, I think.
No, what was the Dodge they made? The Colt. To me, it looks like the Dodge Colt.
Hey, Pa, a couple of years ago, I was driving in Cuba in a 1972 Lada front-wheel drive diesel, Russian-made car.
Right.
And 2 times that day, that thing, the front axle, transaxle, come apart on us on the road, and we had to stop and go hunt down all the parts and rebuild it on the side of the road.
What kind of car was that?
Lada, Russian Lada, Lada.
I don't know. I like the Yugo. I can see some flames painted on the side of that.
I think the Primo just got replaced.
Hey, Tim, put a 215 cubic inch aluminum block V8 in that thing. Woo!
You wouldn't even need to. All you got to do is they made that German aluminum block 4-cylinder racing engine for the Vega back in that period. Forget the name of it. Just go get you one of them 4-cylinder Vega racing engines and drop it in there.
Man, oh man, I don't know.
But I'm seeing Paul stretch that thing out about 4 football field lengths long.
Continue.
You put that motor in there, you hit the gas, and the doors fall off.
I like it, man.
He brings the front bumper in over the Flint line, and before the rear bumper gets in the Flint line, the front bumper's in the next town.
Come on now, it's not going to be that long. But how would I take curves, Timmy? I mean,
very carefully.
I got to be able to take curves. All right,
so Paul,
here
I
found my next car. I found it.
Paul, how was your cookout last weekend?
Oh, it was fabulous. Wrong car. We had a great time, man. What the best part was, I got a lot of yard work out of the kids. Don't say anything. Out of this one. I got a lot of yard work done out of the kids because of the party. You know how when you have a party, you clean up?
Yeah.
Oh, man, we got this place looking fabulous. I am so giddy.
And I noticed Paul Jr. and Marcus had nothing but great things to say about their pops.
Yeah, that $20 goes a long way.
It's amazing what you hear on Father's Day you don't hear the rest of the year.
Right. Well, these guys have topped it. They just my Father's Day present just came today. And unfortunately, they're outside playing with it now.
They're outside playing with it.
Right. Well, I told them they had to warm it up. There was a big car accident up on the corner here 2 days ago. Motorcycle slammed into the side of an SUV.
That's never good.
No, it was horrible. I was able to live stream the tail end of it. They were out there for 2 hours cleaning up.
Ooh.
And come to find out, it was one of the boys' friends.
Yeah.
And then today, apparently, they're having some kind of memorial over there because the parking lot's full and there's motorcycles burning out, doing whole shots, and just smoking their tires, and they just started doing fireworks. I don't know what's going on. It's a celebration for sure. But it's too dark for the boys to be flying the drone anymore, so I don't know what they're doing.
What do
you think about this one?
Without you even saying what your present was, when you said they were outside playing with it, I guessed in my mind that it was a drone.
I never said what it was, did I?
What was the old Johnny Carson, Karnak the Magnificent?
You got it. You figured it out, huh?
Hey, Paul?
Yeah.
When I'm looking at this video of this thing here, all I'm picturing is you in the Villages.
I like it. I don't want to necessarily be in the Villages, but yeah.
That's something I would expect to see in the Villages. Some rich old guy with a souped-up golf cart.
Wow.
Because that's what it looks like to me. It's a souped-up golf cart.
It did 85 kilometers or whatever they had in there, 60 mile an hour.
Was that 60 miles an hour or 60 kilometers?
No, it was 85 kilometers.
85 kilometers. So that's 65, right?
Yeah.
Look at there. You even got a plug.
See, you put a generator in the back seat, you could drive forever.
Comes with an extension cord. Well, you got to stop for gas for your generator.
Hey, Paul.
That's true.
You know my daughter Pamela got a Prius, right? So
Yeah.
she filled up the tank the day before we were told to start working from home, and that was back in March. She just filled it up last week. 900 and some odd miles out of a tank full on her Prius.
What?
I said to her, she sent me the picture from the gas pump filling it up, and I said, that's because you've been running around the city. You haven't broken over 35 miles an hour. You've been on electric.
The whole time.
Yeah.
The whole time. I wonder how much this thing is. How much do you think this thing is?
$2.50.
Nah, I'm going to say it's probably about 25.
25
100?
grand? No way. It can't be that much. No.
10, 12 grand. 12.
Yeah, it's got to be under 12. It's got to be under $15,000.
I paid almost $7,000 for a base golf cart, seat 4 people, for my team when I was still having a team working under me.
Say hello, Obi.
Obi! He doesn't remember my voice. It's been so long.
Yeah.
I was tempted.
Paul, have you seen that picture
Hey, Tim.
of the guys that have been sitting out in their driveway offering free beer to anybody that wants to come have a beer with them?
No.
You haven't seen that picture on Facebook? A black guy and a white guy sitting out in the driveway? I was tempted to drive up to Allen's tonight and set up in his driveway so we could do that for you.
Oh, nice.
But then we got to get Brad Paisley to buy out the whole beer place in town and send it to you.
I don't need Brad Paisley buying the beer. I'll buy my beer.
Oh, I know, but he bought enough for everybody and everybody.
Am I supposed to know who Brad Paisley is?
What's that?
Am I supposed to know who Brad Paisley is?
He's a country star, country singer.
Oh, okay.
He wrote some of the best drinking. There's no I in beer.
There's no I in beer.
That's his newest song. Alcohol.
I like him already. There's no I in beer.
With all the people, with everybody being home for the pandemic, he's been doing a lot of concerts at his house or just playing, and he's crashing people's Zoom meetings, birthday parties, anniversaries, because he's like, I'm available. I can't go on the road. Here's my text number. Text me, and I'll see if I can come to your party.
That's all. It says connect to AirDrop to download. They brought me some footage. AirDrop it to me. AirDrop it to me, and I'll show the guys the footage.
That Paul Jr. and Marcus?
Yeah, they just came in with some footage. Uh-oh, your buddy's here.
Glenn?
What up?
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, man.
Timmy's been missing you, man.
Yeah.
I just got off work. I could have stayed in, but I told him I got to go do a podcast.
and I got on the line with me tonight, my friend that makes that apple pie moonshine I was telling you about.
Oh.
That's my friend Alan.
Hey, how you doing? Now, what state are you in?
We're in Florida.
I'm doing good.
Oh, man, I can't wait to try some of that.
I'd say he's in a state of confusion is what he's in. That's what state Alan Jones is in. That was a big old drink, Alan. What you drinking, baby? What you got there?
A little old-fashioned.
A little.
All right, now.
Is that where it started or is that where it's finished? Is that at the top of the cup when you called in? I don't remember.
No, it's getting to the bottom.
Man, you guys are about to make me drink something. I'm not. Ooh, I got to find something to drink now.
So, how's things out your way, man?
Everything for me is cool. I passed by a restaurant a few days ago, and it was jam-packed. Shoulder to shoulder, no mask or anything. A lot of these people aren't using good common sense.
Yeah, we just went backwards because of that. They just reinstituted full mask requirements. Today, the state closed down all bars
Whoa.
You can't allow customers inside if you make more than 50% of your money from selling liquor.
Okay.
So we're going
Man.
backwards.
Wow.
I think they had almost
Yeah,
9,000
people trying to
Oops,
rush.
somebody just shot off fireworks. There's my watchdog.
So I was trying to tell the guys, Chuck, that the boys bought me a Father's Day present, and they were just out playing with it on the street, and they got this footage of this memorial that's going on up the street. A kid got hit by a motorcycle, hit a car over here. What is this? Friday? It must have been Wednesday. And it was just a horrible accident. And so now the boys are playing with the drone, getting some footage of the activities over there. So this just happened. And look, they closed the road themselves.
So they playing with your Father's Day gift.
Yes, of course. They got to break it in. Come on, man. But if you'll see, the police didn't close it off. They closed it off with scooters.
How else do you make sure that Dad gets the gift you want to play with unless you buy it for him?
Right.
So did the kid make it?
Oh no, the kid died, and it ended up being one of the boys' friends. Yeah, one of the.
Did the kid make it? Oh man, okay.
No, he didn't make it. He did not make it.
Oh.
So they've been over there for the last almost 3 hours doing burnouts, and the strange thing is, those skid marks are almost exactly where the accident happened.
Oh yeah.
So, but those are, I mean, they're new. Those weren't there when we were out after that. They've been doing hole shots and stuff. My goodness. So Marcus is convinced he's not going to get a motorcycle. You know, I started to tell him not to. I kind of like the Can-Ams and the Spiders. And what's that other one? What's that other one that looks like the Batmobile? Have you seen those that look like the Batmobile with the 3 wheels? Prowler?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Well, the Can-Am Spider's the one with 3 wheels.
Right, but there's this other thing. It's a Prowler. Prowler?
Oh, Prowler. That was a car made by Mopar. That was a Mopar. Looked more like a Roadster.
You're talking about a different one there. They've got a motorcycle like that. I think I know the one you're talking about, because I was at the VA hospital the other day, and this guy come in on this 3-wheeled motorcycle, kind of more like a scooter than a motorcycle, but on the back he actually had his little electric cart, so he could get off the motor scooter and get on his electric cart to finish getting to where he needed to go.
26 years of doing what I've done, there's no way I would get on a motorcycle.
Oh yeah, you see it firsthand, don't you, Alan?
26 years of picking them up, nope. And a lot of times it's not their fault, but there are times, they're drag racing, doing stupid stuff. But a lot of times it's circumstance.
Yeah, well, you know what? You know what almost killed me? I got a scooter.
Yep, and David is dead. No matter who said it is.
What'd you say, Chuck?
I was going to tell you,
I
Paul.
said dead is dead, whether it's your fault or the other guy's.
Exactly.
Yeah. Alan, he's a nurse.
You're a nurse?
Alan's a paramedic.
I don't know. Chuck's got headphones on. Can you hear us, Chuck?
Chuck, Alan's a paramedic, and Chuck's a nurse.
Yeah, I hear you.
All right, cool.
I think he's locking up.
No, I work in a psychiatric hospital.
Okay.
Well, we could be friends.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I work in a psychiatric hospital.
They hire the patients all the time.
Yeah, I work in a psychiatric. Dig it.
Paulie, I was going to tell you, remember earlier on TC's show when he started talking about the weaves in the street?
Yeah.
Alan, what do you call a weave in the street?
Those are tumbleweaves, man. You ain't never seen one?
I was tempted to send
Tumbleweed.
it a comment.
Tumbleweed.
I send it. I send Tim pictures all the time of them. I'm driving around. I'll see one in the middle of the street. I was like, "Hey Tim, look at this one." He'll send me pictures.
How can you lose your wig and not know you've lost your wig?
But that was funny because if you listen to TC, he said, I suppose somebody got angry and snatched that thing off the top of your head.
To me, it's become like a good luck charm when I see a tumbleweave a lot of times.
That's back to them scalping days, Al. You need to chill with that. That's back to them scalping days.
I told Tim last week I saw one. It was like red color and had different colors in it. I drove by it 3 times while I was working and thought it was like an animal. Then finally I looked at it. I said, "That's a weave."
And those things are expensive. They're not cheap. You're not going to leave a $300 weave in the street.
I took a picture and sent it to him.
The first thing I thought about when TC started talking about that was I almost wanted to send him a message and say, TC, that's called a tumbleweave.
Yes, it is.
Tumbleweave. So have you coined that phrase, or do you think I can find it on the web?
Oh, I think you can find it on the web. I think there's actually like because Tim actually did and sent me other pictures.
It's an Urban Dictionary definition for tumbleweave.
Urban Dictionary for tumbleweave.
Yeah, just Google tumbleweave. It should come right up.
Wow.
I did. There we go. We got tumbleweave right up. Oh, my goodness. Urban Dictionary. I want to see the YouTube video. Shoot, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see this. Tumbleweave. All right, Liberty Nation, get out of here.
That don't look like a tumbleweave.
It does. It does look like a tumbleweave.
Maybe there's a group called Tumbleweave now.
Black Moth?
Yeah, I think this is a music video. I got the volume turned down. Hold on. Oh, yeah, there we go. Tumbleweave. That's got to be the perfect background music for, nah, we better not. Probably get in trouble.
After that little explosion a couple of weekends ago there.
I'm going to try 2 words. W-E-A-V-E. Tumbleweave season has begun. Oh, tumbleweave picks is what I should have done. Let me back up. Let me see if I can do that. Tumbleweave picks. T-U.
No, I think you went back to it.
Same commercial anyways.
Weave pick.
Yeah, same group. I think you got to stay away from YouTube.
There you go. You found them.
There's one. You guys are wrong. Chuck, what do you think, man? Is this a new sport? We got to do sightings, tumbleweed sightings? That's horrible. My God, there's a lot of. Uh-oh, who's that brother? Oh, that's just ridiculous.
That's the sad part.
I've never seen that.
Paul, that's the sad part.
I have never seen
There's a lot of them. There are a lot.
I'm going to start looking for them now.
Oh, snap. My weave fell off. I ain't picking it up.
I got on a call one day. I stepped out of the truck and almost stepped in the middle of one in the middle of the road.
So now, okay, I need each of us to guess a scenario as to how one of these was lost. Chuck, you go first. What happened? Come on, give me a scenario.
I've seen a few snatched out of the heads.
What do you think happened to that one?
I think somebody was riding down the street on a motorcycle without a helmet.
All right, Alan, this one's yours, baby.
How did that one happen? They're all in the middle of the road, but I think that one might have been a street fight.
That's just a bad glue job.
That's my thing. That's my guess. Is it was a bad glue job and it fell off, and the girl was just too prideful. I ain't bending down, pick that thing up.
Oh, there's evidence here. There's a shoe with this one right here. Okay, I got the scenario for this one. This is outside a booby bar in a small town, and that's Lucinda's. That's Lucinda's here, and Lucinda had hit the dirt when the popos were called,
That look like
and she ditched her weave under the back tire of this Yugo right here. So that they wouldn't recognize her. I just say it. It's a possibility. It's a possibility that that's what happened to that wig.
I'm trying to find that last picture I sent you, Tim. I can't find it.
I'm okay with that, Alan. I'm okay with that.
Hey, Paul, did you know the Porsche Cayenne is not made anywhere in Germany?
The what?
Porsche Cayenne. You know the Porsche SUV? The Porsche Cayenne? It's not made anywhere in Germany. It's made in the former Czech Republic.
Well, hey, Tim, do you know that they have a Lamborghini now, SUV?
Doesn't surprise me.
A friend of mine posted on Facebook the other day. He's a police officer in St. Pete, and he was traveling up 4th Street right behind one.
All right, well, listen, I got my new car. I found it. I have found it. Where is it? There we go. Right there. Boom! Chuckalugga.
Oh, man, you ain't going to go get you one of them pedal booze carts where it's a bar, and as long as everybody's pedaling, it's moving, but they're drinking?
What is the name of that thing? A tuk?
Tuk. That's what. Sharima invited me to go to one of those places. The bicycle bar.
Pedal bar, yeah.
Pedal bar, isn't it? P-E.
Yep, pedal bar.
I really wanted to bring one to Flint.
Oh, that's sweet.
You didn't turn Sharima down, did you?
No. I think we're all gonna go. We were trying to figure out how many people we have to invite, so we don't have to be with strangers.
Hey, Tim, road trip.
Road trip, yeah. They usually seat about 8.
About 8?
8 to 10.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying that it looks that we thought it was like 15 folks could get on it.
Looks like 6 on one side, 6 on the other.
That's the big one.
2 in the back.
And there's 2 on the back there. And I'm like, do you have to pedal?
Oh, yeah, you got to pedal.
Will they know if I'm not pedaling? Can I fake it?
Well, all your other friends are going to be struggling.
I don't care. I mean, there's 17 more of them. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they're going to miss little old me.
Tim, we're not going.
The only one not having to pedal is the bartender.
Okay,
Tim, we're not going now.
I'll bartend. Yeah. I'll bartend.
No. I ain't going with him because I know who's going to be doing the extra work.
So, Chuck, are you saying your COVID numbers are up there? Because Timmy's saying the COVID numbers in Florida are up, too. Are your COVID numbers up down there in Arizona?
I don't know the exact numbers.
I mean, New Mexico. I'm sorry.
I'm in New Mexico. I don't know the numbers, but I know people aren't practicing social distancing like they should. I went to a restaurant the other night, and it had a sign on the door: "Mask must be worn." And a group of 2 couples came in, and one of the young ladies didn't have on a mask, and they didn't make her leave or anything. So I hurried up and got my ass out of there. Plus, the one of the people that worked there didn't have a mask on, so I'm not going back there for a while.
Yeah. You know,
what the numbers down here have been showing that, because down here in Florida now, anybody that wants a test can get a test. There is no, well, you got to be sick, you got to be in this age.
Oh, they're going back the other way on that.
If you want a test, you can get a test. So now that they're testing a lot more people.
Good.
And one of the other things they started doing was they proactively started going into the migrant farm worker camps and testing everybody that wouldn't come out for a test. And they're going into the long-term care facilities, and they're testing 100% of the patients and staff. The numbers have been going up. but then you know, at first it was okay. The numbers of positives were going up, but if you looked at the numbers of tested people and the numbers of positive, they were going up almost equally. So what they call the percentage of positive tests was actually starting to drop down like this, and the number of people going to the hospital has been dropping down. But then all of a sudden, last week, it took a swing, and the number of positive tests started going back up. So we went from like 7% positive positive tests up to 10% positive tests. And what they're finding is the majority of the new cases they're discovering are under 40 years old.
Yeah, well, they actually shut down the ERs around here a couple times this week as far as for ambulances to go in and put us on round robin because of the fact that, and some of them weren't accepting COVID patients. If we had
round robin? What's round robin?
Round robin means they call you because see, like when we transport in an EMS call, we'll call, you know, what hospital you want to go to. Okay, we'll take you there. Well, that hospital isn't accepting ambulances right now, period. So when we get that saturated that none of the hospitals can accept ambulances, well, then they put them on round robin and they call them and say, you are going to take a patient. You have no choice. But you might want to go, say where downtown is, and end up all the way on the other side of town because all the hospitals down here can't take ambulances right now.
And they go in some kind of order, right? When you go round robin, so yeah, you can be downtown and have to end up on the other side of town at the hospital that accepts folks. Wow.
Right.
Yeah. I have a friend that's a nurse, and she's been sending me private messages through the night, you know, when they go into these situations, and she'll say, okay, we're on this round robin situation where if the patient is not stable, the nearest emergency room has to take the patient regardless. If the patient is not stable, if the patient is stable, then they go into the round robin, and it's like, okay, the last hospital was this one that took a patient, so now it's your turn, whether you think you can do so or not. And she'll message me through the night that when it's flipped from round robin to okay, we can start accepting patients again.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, it is a situation, you know, but the thing is that a part of it is because we've gone back to allowing elective surgeries and other things. So it's not just, okay, every bed is available for a COVID patient anymore in the city.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that makes
sense. When they were doing it just for the COVIDs, they still, you know, like they had so many empty beds in the hospitals that they had to start the elective surgeries back.
Well, they started laying off nurses here because of people canceling their surgeries.
Well, the funny thing is the governor said, we're not going to go backwards. We're not going to change anything. And within about an hour or two of saying that, they told all the bars they had to stop selling alcohol. And if you went downtown, like where I work, and drive through downtown, there wasn't a lot of social distancing at these bars, and that's where the problem came.
Yeah. The pub off campus where my son Michael is over in Orlando, the state yanked their liquor license because they were behaving so badly, and they had staff in there that were infected with COVID, not wearing masks. They were constantly well over 50%. So finally, the state got tired of it and went in and yanked their liquor license. And the governor had a press conference, and he said, you know what? I suspect we'll have to yank one more license, and everybody else will get the hint.
And do you agree with that?
Well, yes. They didn't get to that point. They didn't get to that point because we just had to. I mean, we had to go back, and it's people just got stupid. You know, like Chuck was saying. People got stupid. They started thinking, oh, okay, because they started opening these things up, that means that we can just go back to the way things used to be.
Yeah.
You know,
well, there was that family.
I was in a place the other now, the city of St. Pete, on Wednesday at 5 p.m. reinstituted 100% mask requirement in any public location. The rule is if you're walking into a restaurant that is still allowed to seat 50%, You're supposed to wear your mask from your vehicle into the restaurant. You can take it off once you're seated, but you have to put it back on when you go to the bathroom or you're leaving. So I went to this place. It was a beachside bar to meet Cindy and one of her daughter-in-laws that's in town. And walked in with my mask on, and Heidi, my wife, was wearing her mask. And we were the only two that I noticed the entire time we were there that walked into the establishment with their masks on and wore their masks on the way back out.
Now, did you sit inside or did you sit outside?
We sat outside on the beach.
Okay, yeah, because I don't think I'd like to be in an enclosed building with a lot of people at all.
I haven't eaten out since all this started. We got two or three restaurants we trust. We know how they are. We go there, get food, bring it home. You know,
my little restaurant downtown opened, and they have put seating outside.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty much they can't serve you. You go in and get it to go, and then you go sit outside at the table.
Well, you've been to Ybor City, right, in Tampa?
Yeah.
Okay, so 7th Ave, Ybor City, they've closed the entire street down, no car traffic.
Right.
And at night, when the restaurants and bars open, they move all their seating out into the middle of 7th Ave. And you sit in the middle of the street at an outdoor table, and waiters and waitresses come out and take your order and bring you your food and your drink. But nobody's going inside of a building except for to go to the bathroom.
Right. I don't know. I mean, still around a lot of people. I'm not happy being around a lot of people. Small groups. I'm kind of okay with, especially small, healthy folks. The minute you cough, you gotta go.
Well, you know, the thing is,
what the guy said, he used the cough to hide a fart. Now he farts to hide a cough.
the guy sitting over here, the other guy from Florida on this thing, he and I got to talking one day because I wouldn't wear a mask, and he and I got to talking one day, and he said to me, "So why aren't you wearing a mask?" And I said, "Alan, I'm not worried about catching this." And he said, "Dude, it's not about you catching this. It's about you having this and spreading it to everybody else in your house."
Right.
And then I started thinking about it. Right. So then another friend of mine started talking about these N95 masks. And, you know, how people are always talking, oh, N95 masks won't do it. Well, they're not gonna, because an N95 mask is designed for me not to inhale a contaminant from the outside world.
It goes the other way. Right.
However, if I have it and I'm breathing and I'm spewing all these particles, it's going right out the side of my N95 mask and it's sharing with everybody around me.
Right, because it's designed to let it out, but not let it in.
Well, it's not let it in. So now these masks that we are using, it's designed for me to keep mine to myself and you to keep yours to yourself.
They showed a thing this morning on, I think it was Good Morning America, where the guy coughed into a room that they had that black light so you could see the particles. And when he coughed with no mask, it was like all over the place. Right. When he coughed with even just a surgical mask, it kept a lot of it in. And that's what it is. You know, there was that family, I think it was, they had a surprise birthday party, and now 18 people in the family are sick. Some are in the hospital. I think a couple of them aren't doing so well because one person brought it to the party. And that's what people aren't thinking about with this.
But I think one of the biggest mistakes they make when they start talking about it is they say, well, wearing a mask prevented blah, blah amount of How do you know? Prove that negative.
Right.
That so many people did not get infected because people wore a mask. That's the problem. You can't prove a negative. And people understand that. And then they say, okay, now you're talking out your backside because you're telling me numbers that were prevented when you have no proof. What they need to do is say, listen, we don't know how much this is going to prevent, but we do know this, that if you have it, you can't transmit it to anybody if you're wearing a mask. And so goes the same for everybody standing around you. One of the things I learned a couple of trips into my going to Cuba was that the way the Cuban government controls the people down there is they tell them, if 4 of you are gathered together, 2 of you work for the Cuban government and 1 is a spy for the Cuban government. Do you know amongst the crew who's your spy and who works for the Cuban government?
I ain't coming to your house no more.
Keep your mouth shut.
Right. So they just make everybody suspicious of everybody.
Right, and so everybody protects themselves. Everybody protects themselves from everybody else.
I will say this: since our numbers spiked, I see more people wearing masks.
Yeah. Well, I got one. I mean, I got one I wear now all the time, Alan.
Well, I'd like the news agencies to go around. You know, we had that big rally at our Capitol where the folks were carrying guns into the Capitol, calling the governor a fascist, and that, you know, these rules were archaic, and they wanted to go golfing, and they wanted to go to their cabins and all this kind of stuff. And I really like them to track those people down and see if any of them are ill now.
Well, here's the thing, and I'll give you that. I understand what you're saying. All right, if I'm going golfing, can you tell me a more socially distancing sport than golfing?
The same with going to your cabin up north. You know,
right.
They were always able to do those things.
I've been told of a person who got a $500 fine in the mail because he traveled from Massachusetts to Maine to go to his cabin in the woods, and then 7 days later traveled back to Massachusetts, went through a toll booth, transponder paid the toll, Maine sent him a ticket for $500 because he didn't spend 14 days locked up in his cabin in Maine.
Oh, and that was the guidelines. If you're coming into Maine, you got to stay under quarantine for 14
days. Okay.
Whoa.
So
now, where did he get that notice? You know what I mean? Is that what it said on the sign at the toll booth?
But what it says is on the Maine COVID website. If you come into Maine from Massachusetts, you must quarantine in place wherever you go in Maine for 14 days before you leave that location in Maine. So bring enough food and supplies with you that you don't need to leave your place. So this guy, he didn't plan to stay in Maine for 14 days. He planned to stay in Maine for 7 days and then return back to Massachusetts. But because he left and returned back to Massachusetts 7 days early, he got a fine.
Just so you guys know, my cough is from asthma, and we have Saharan dust right now. I don't have it. Okay? Let's just get that out there.
Yeah, see, he's talking shit, Chuck.
This is
an internet call.
We're all long enough to know that this time of year, that's what he sounds like.
I'm not worried about it. Cough all you want.
I'll put it this way, Paul. If he said to me tomorrow, let's go out on my boat.
We far enough apart, we don't have to worry about it.
That's what I'm talking. 6 feet.
If he said to me tomorrow, let's go out on my boat, I'd be right at his house, ready to go.
Okay, I ain't mad at you. You know, as long as
I've known him long enough to know that this is what he sounds like this time of year.
Hey, Chum, I'll take you fishing again.
My nickname's Chum.
Nice. I'm having a hard time keeping my kids in the house.
Yeah, well, they're young men.
I'm having a hard time keeping them in the house.
Hormones is calling, them females is out there wandering around.
And it's summertime, man. They ain't wearing no clothes.
Oh!
They ain't wearing no clothes.
Ain't nothing but the dog in there.
It's hard. You know what I mean? So
I know.
I'm just staying away from my kids. That's it.
I'm 57 years old, but I ain't stupid. I ain't forgot what it's like to be a 27-year-old
the new normal? Is this the new normal for us guys? Is this what it's going to be like for what? A year, 2 years?
Hold on, I'll be right back.
I'll put it to you like this, Paul. One of my cousins contacted me one Saturday morning, and she said to me, my 19-year-old son has been out all night. He doesn't think I know he snuck out. He knows my rules, and I'm so angry. What would you recommend? I said that when he walks in the door, you look at him and say, son, you know my rules, you know my desires, You don't want to live by my rules and my desires in my house? Pack your shit and get out.
Yeah,
Hello?
yeah,
Hello?
that's an option. That's an
All
option.
right, we hear you, Chuck.
Hello?
Nice.
Here's the beauty of it. It's double-sided. So if I'm going to a formal event,
Oh, nice. He's got a black tie mask. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So where's the bow tie,
That's
Alan?
pretty.
or it's the Tampa Bay Lightning.
How much did that cost, man?
$6.
Oh yeah, that's decent. That's decent. I was at Save-A-Lots. I don't know if you guys have Save-A-Lots down
Yeah,
there.
we
Oh, yeah.
save a lot.
So it's a low-end grocery store.
Yeah, we gotta save a lot. I got one right down the street from my house.
And they're selling gallon jugs of sanitizer for $25.
Does it have methanol in it?
I just
Whoa.
shook it, and it was like vinegar. You know what I mean? I'm expecting sanitizer to be a little thicker, to have a little I don't know, gel to it.
Yeah.
And this stuff was it was like vinegar, so I decided not to buy it.
Well, all the breweries here, a lot of them stopped when everything happened and started making hand sanitizer, and it was like that. It was like water.
Yeah. Well, they don't know what
That's
they're
why
doing.
I came up with the excuse with all the alcohol I drank. If you can convert alcohol to be hand sanitizer to kill the coronavirus, I got nothing to worry about.
You are immune.
I am immune. I got nothing to worry about.
Well, weren't you the one that told me the story about one of your relatives that the mosquito bit him and passed out? The guy was so full of alcohol.
My Uncle Joe, he got triple E, Eastern equine encephalitis, because he got bit by a mosquito when he passed out in the field.
All right, I ain't mad at you. So is this the new normal for us, Chuck? What are we going to do, man? We're going to wear masks the rest of our days, or do we see the end of this happening?
I think we're going in next year deep sometime.
Yeah, we're
That's what I'm afraid of.
for at least
Next,
the rest of
before we
this year.
start getting
For the rest of this year, I think we're going to be
yeah,
wearing masks.
easy.
Man, why? What makes you say that, Chuck?
Because people aren't doing what they're supposed to, and if we had started 2 months earlier countrywide, I think we'd be better off. And even now, the people aren't paying attention to the warnings that they're getting. So I think stupidity is just going to keep us here longer.
Amen.
It's not stupidity. Paul, did you hear about that debate down in West Palm Beach, Florida, the other day about implementing a 100% face mask?
No.
Yeah, one woman stepped up and said to the Board of County Commissioners,
Don't do it, Tim. Don't do it.
I don't wear a face mask just like I don't wear underwear, because some parts got to breathe.
Ah!
Oh, Lord.
Well, all
and,
right.
and for the same reason, that's why people stay 6 feet away from you.
I'm listening
YouTube that commission meeting. There were a lot of eclectic characters.
I'm listening to the talk show host last night talking about that meeting, and before her was this other young lady that was a complete space shot. And he says, she walked up to the mic, and I'm thinking 9+, maybe a 10.
Listen.
No, 9+, maybe a 10. She's gorgeous. She's young. She's beautiful. She's gorgeous. He says, then she starts running her mouth, and it's going down, 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 down. And she thinks I had her at a 3.
Wow. Alan, we got to go. 10 seconds. What do you want to say? Say goodbye.
It's been real. It's been fun.
Nice.
Chuck. Hey, I won't be on next Friday. I got to work.
All right, no worries. We'll catch you next time. Chuck, what you got?
Y'all keep on being safe. Good seeing everybody.
All right, baby boy. Really like seeing you. Timmy, what you got?
Chuck, I'm going to get Alan's recipe and get it over to you so you can try your own hand at making some of that apple pie moonshine. To everybody else, I hope you had a great week. Hope you have a great week going forward. We'll see you next Friday.
All right, guys. Hey, Paul Hearing here, signing off.
All
It's
right.
been wonderful, Eclectic Ramblings. You guys, if you want to get do the things we do, interested in doing a live stream, a radio show, hit us up, 810-239-2901. That's 810-239-2901. You can check us out on Facebook. And as always, enjoy the life you're living, guys, just until you can live the life you'll enjoy. Peace.